Hey everyone, it's JerganJaze. Welcome back to Fate Stay Night Remastered. Things have been really getting interesting the past couple episodes. We're finally getting into like the thick of it from Shirou's perspective. We're almost caught up to where the prologue left us off at, but you know we are getting some new deets because we've been watching. Excuse me, I had a burp and kind of muffled myself there. Uh, we're watching Lancer and Saber, who we really don't know anything about other than that she is our familiar, or from Shiro's point of view, he just knows that she is our familiar. He doesn't realize what servant and all this means. He doesn't have a clue about the Holy Grail War or anything related to it, but they're in the middle of their fight. Lancer was saying that he might back away, and then Saber is kind of like re-challenging him again. So we're gonna see how this conflict concludes. Or I'm hoping this conflict will conclude, and it's not 30 minutes of back and forth, but... I refuse. You will die here, Lancer. Is that so? Man, I just came here to check things out. I wasn't going to stick around once a servant appeared. The air wavers. Their surroundings appeared to distort. Oh, what's it called? I wanted to say magnum opus. I know that's not it. They're, phantasm. Something phantasm. I wonder if either of them is about to use theirs. Lancer lowers his stance. A chill creeps into the air. The same thing happened earlier. Magical energy rumbles as it forms a vortex at the tip of the spear. A noble phantasm. Yes, that's the word. Noble. Noble phantasm. The girl readies her weapon and glares at her enemy. I don't need to speak up. She knows very well how dangerous the enemy is. She is the one confronting him. Gosh, he looks angry. See ya. Your heart is mine. The beast kicks the ground. At least if we survive his noble phantasm, we will know what it is after the fact, which is it puts us at a huge advantage in the future. Which I'm assuming will survive this, since the story keeps on going for a while. Lancer appears in front of the girl so quickly, he may as well have teleported. He takes a spear and aims at her feet. Even to me, that seems like a poor choice. I can't see any way an attack would be effective with the spear pointed at the ground in front of her feet. Apparently thinking the same, the girl leaps over the spear towards Lancer, intent on striking him down. But at that moment, yeah, I bet the ground will, like, erupt. Gay? Sorry. I have the humor of a 12-year-old. Gay? His words alone radiate immense magical energy. Who knew saying gay would cause so much magic to happen? Bolg! The spear released from below angles toward the girl's heart. Oh, is it... the spear's bending? Oh, shoot. Her body hangs in the air. The blow sends her flying in a wide arc. She smashes heavily into the ground. Okay, dang. Well, when Rin saw her in the prologue, she wasn't all beat up and stuff, so maybe, I don't know, how does she get healed? Or does she? And that was just an inconsistency. A plot hole. Not inconsistency. I mean, it is inconsistency, but that would be referred to as a plot hole. She's bleeding. She had been unscathed until now, but her head is pierced. Heart, not head. And she is bleeding profusely. A curse, or a reversal of fate. I'm just as bewildered, but watching from afar may have given me a better perspective on how bizarre the attack was. The spear had been aimed at her feet, I'm sure of that. Then it just changed direction, moving and stretching impossibly to pierce the girl's heart. Okay, so it can just, like, bend and stuff, almost like Luffy's like gum attacks. It just stretches like rubber, but it gets to go in a direction. So more like Luffy's Gear 4th Snake Man form. Snake Man! And yet the spear itself neither stretched nor changed direction. It seemed bizarrely as if the spear had been thrust into her chest from the beginning, almost naturally. Oh, okay, so never mind. Throw all of the Luffy stuff out the window. It wasn't as simple as the spear changing its trajectory and piercing the heart. The spear didn't change course. It altered truth itself to make that happen. So, is it an illusion, or he gets to, like, change the timeline? The moment he spoke those words and released the spear, the intent of piercing her heart had been realized. Essentially, his attack reversed cause and effect. The result of the attack piercing the victim's heart is predetermined, so the spear's trajectory is merely an afterthought to establish the fact. Oh, so like whatever he claims, or whatever the intent for the spear is what will be true, regardless of, you know, where he's striking it. So I could say, I'm gonna hit your head, and then I like go for your hand, but it would still end up in your head. It's a demonic splinter that breaks through all defenses. The moment it determines the target, the spear pierces the heart every time it's used, without exception. I don't know how, now knowing this, I don't know how we would be able to defeat it in the future. Granted, maybe we don't have to be the ones to, maybe one of the other servants will, and we don't know what Saber's noble phantasm is yet, unless it's the invisibility thing. How can anyone defend against such a completely insane attack? No matter what effort the target makes to evade, the spear will always pierce their heart, which makes it fatal. An accursed spear that always pierces the opponent when used. However, the girl evades by a hairbreadth. The spear did penetrate her, but it didn't hit anything vital. Her actions in evading the spear seemed even more impossible than the spear itself. The moment the spear was thrust, the girl turned in reverse direction with an incredible effort of will and strength, as if she knew what was going to happen. I wonder if, granted, I know this is a different Lancer than the Lancer that was in Fate Zero, but I wonder if servants have memories attached to previous Holy Grail wars they may have participated in, and if so, then she would know, okay, I've already fought this Lancer before in a different carnation, and she already maybe has information on his noble phantasm to be able to avoid it. Completely theory, but she was either incredibly lucky or had just enough protection to dampen the spear's curse, or those two options. Simply. Whatever it is, the girl manages to avoid the fatal blow, and so survives Old Lancer's ultimate attack. It's like Pikachu using Thunderbolt. The girl tries to get her labored breathing under control. Although she had been losing a lot of it, blood stopped seeping from her wound, and even the wound itself is closing up. Oh yeah, I guess we've not really seen what happens when any of the servants get wounded. So this is what a truly extraordinary person can do. I knew she wasn't normal, but she's more than outstanding. In terms of her skills in the fight against Lancer, in terms of the incredible amount of magical energy used for every attack, her body recovering on its own, she is obviously superior to Lancer. But that's only up until now. She may be healing even now, but her wounds are deep. If Lancer attacks now, she won't be able to defend herself. And yet, even though he's at an overwhelming advantage, Lancer doesn't move. That is odd. Maybe it's because he doesn't know what her phantasm is yet, so he's afraid of using it. He audibly grinds his teeth. Ugh, I hate that so much. I hate grinding my own teeth. That just sounds awful. And he glares at the girl. How the heck did you evade my fatal gay blog? Saber. His voice seems to rumble up from the ground itself. Wow, she is a lot shorter. Did you say gay bulg? So you're Ireland's child of light. Ireland's child of light? Okay. Okay, so I am doing there. I should... I'm glad I just have stopped trying to do the Australian thing and just have gone full-blown Irish. Cool. Okay. Lancer's expression darkens. His hostility dissipates, and he clicks his tongue in annoyance. Dang, I screwed that up. If I pull this move out, it's really got to be fatal. Sometimes being famous is a bit of a pain, you know. The oppressive mood lightens. Lancer no longer seems to have any intent of attacking the wounded girl. He turns his back as he walks to the corner of the yard. Now that my identity's been revealed, the usual servant rules say we should fight to the death. But, like I said, my master is a coward. They're even telling me to retreat since my spear failed. Are you running away, Lancer? Yeah. Follow if you like, Saber. Just know that if you do, I'll kill ya. He lightly bounces off the ground. It's a wonder how agile he can still be, but Lancer jumps effortlessly over the fence and disappears before anyone can stop him. I wonder what makes Saber know already what his identity, what Lancer's identity is. That kind of makes me think my theory of like having memories of former Holy Grail wars, or maybe because I know this Saber is King Arthur, because I think it's the same Saber from Fate Zero. If these two people existed at the same time, but King Arthur is just a legend. He's not a real thing. I don't know if the Lancer is if he was a real person or not, or simply a legend, like Arthur is. Wait, Lancer! The injured young girl turns and starts running in pursuit. You've got to be kidding me! I cross the yard as fast as I can. If I don't stop her, she'll go after him and maybe get herself killed. Nope, she's capable. Let her do her thing. It turns out I don't need to chase her after her. She tries to jump over the wall, but the moment she crouches to jump, she doubles over and grabs her chest. Okay, so she's pretty roughed up. Ugh. I hurry over to check on her. Well, I'd intended to just approach and call out to her, but that went right out the window the moment I got near her. She is completely unbelievable. The shining silver armor she wears looks extremely heavy. The clothing she's wearing, dated as it is a bright, vivid blue. I've never seen anything like it. No, her clothes are not what really enthralls me. Probably her beauty. Yeah, I was about to say her beauty. I mean, he is a teenage boy, but I'm like, dude, between Rin, Sakura, and her, you gotta, like, choose one. I recommend not choosing the one that is going to dissipate after all of this is said and done. Her golden hair, illuminated by the moonlight, is extremely fine as spun gold. Her face is graceful, with a trace of innocence, and her smooth white skin all but glows in the moonlight. Silky. I don't know why that made me think of Silky, but here we are. I'm speechless. Her beauty completely takes my breath away. How'd this happen? Seeing a girl wounded in a fight made me absolutely furious. As I stand there gawking, the girl remains silent, her hand clamped over her chest. Dude, she's stronger than you. Like, you don't gotta worry about her too much. I mean, you do need to worry about her a little bit, considering if she goes out of the race, then you're no longer a part of this fight either. But who knows if you even want to be a part of this fight, or what your motivation is going to be for it. I managed to quit staring pretty quickly. She lifts her head and lets her hand fall from her chest, her pain seeming to have eased, not erased. She looks directly at me. I don't know quite how to respond to that gaze, but then I notice something. We could make out. She's definitely looking at my lips. She definitely wants me. Your wound's gone. The spear missed her heart, but it did pierce her chest, yet there's no outward sign of a wound. I've heard there's a kind of healing magecraft, but she didn't seem to use anything like that. That must mean she can heal herself, no matter how wounded she is. I wonder if that's a just her thing or if that's a every servant thing. My mind switches gears. I shouldn't be gawking at her. This girl is unbelievable, and I absolutely should not let my guard down around her until I know who she is and what's going on. Who the heck are you? I take half a step back as I ask the question. What do you mean? I am Saber, a servant. You are the one who called me here, so you needn't ask. Saber? Servant? Yes, so please address me as Saber. She says it so casually. There's a touch of contempt in her tone, but it remains mostly gentle, and hearing her voice makes my head go blank. I hope Saber has a bit of a personality. She, at least right now, I don't really remember it too well, because it's been 6 years since I've seen Fate Zero. I just hope she has a personality and isn't just like, I am woman. I mean, I don't think it'll be like that, but I don't want her to be, like, muted, if that makes sense. What? Why the heck am I getting so agitated? I see, that's a weird name. I cover my burning face with a hand and respond stupidly, but I honestly don't know what else to say. You could ask her for her hand in marriage. Besides, how else would she respond when I just ask her what the heck she is? It'd be rude for me not to respond. I'm Shirou. My name is Shirou Miya, and I live here. There's something wrong with me. I'm saying the dumbest things. But, well, she did give me her name. It's only polite that I give mine. I don't think it's dumb that you're giving her your name. I know I'm confused, but it's still important to remain rational no matter who I'm dealing with. The girl, Saber, just keeps watching me in my confusion. She moves not an inch. Forget all that. That's not what I was asking. It's that... I know very well that you are not a typical master. Yet, you are still my master. As long as we have formed a contract, I will not betray you. You need not be on your guard around me. Crap. I hear her, but I couldn't be more lost. The only thing standing out to me is that she keeps referring to me as master. Then, ask her about that. I keep on feeling like I need to burp. I had some soda and some soup before I started recording, and I feel like bloated, and I keep on being like, oh, like burping feeling, but nothing's actually coming up. You've got it wrong. My name's not Master. Very well. Then I will call you Shirou. Yes, I like that better. The moment she said my name, I thought my face might actually burst into flames. He has such the hots for her. Didn't Rin kind of have, like, well, she doesn't really have hots for Archer, but she's very much like I like you in a platonic way, but Baka, you're so stupid. Be my maid, clean up for me. Isn't it a bit more normal to call someone by their last name when you first meet? Well, she's from England or France or like somewhere in that. Actually, where does Arthurian legend comes from? I just know Eastern Europe. I don't know if it's from a specific country or not. It'd be funny if it was from like Italy or I don't know, something just odd and random. Wait, why would you choose to address me that? Ow. A strange sensation tingles through my left hand. Oh, that was me, not her. It's hot. Flaming hot. Like my heart is for you. Okay, there's his command spells. Oh, cool. Okay, so his, the sigils on his hand, they look different than Rin's. Oh, it resembles what, class he's in, I think. Maybe. I could be wrong, but the back of my hand is burning. A strange pattern appears on the back of my left hand, like a tattoo. What? Those are called command spells, Shirou. They are 3 spells which command a servant's obedience. They are a master's very life. So please, use them carefully. On you? Shirou, please heal me. Her tone is cold now. It seems she's not focused on me, but something elsewhere. Wait, are you asking me? Sorry, but I don't know how to use complicated magecraft like that, and you're already healed anyway. Oh, maybe it's like physically she looks healed, but in reality her HP is still at like a, 5 out of 10 or something. Like she absorbs the wound, but it doesn't necessarily have to visually represent itself or manifest itself. Saber frowns. I feel like I've said something that disappoints her. Then, I shall face them as is. My regeneration has only repaired the superficial damage, but one more battle shouldn't affect me. One more battle? What do you mean? There are 2 enemies outside. From what I can sense, I'm sure I can defeat them in a few seconds. Yeah, Archer and Rin also had their long night too, so they definitely would be weakened. Saber leaps over the wall effortlessly. Just like Lancer, she makes it look easy. And now I'm just alone in the yard. Enemies? Outside? I realize what she means as soon as I say it. Wait, are you going to keep fighting? I move without thinking. I run as fast as I can toward the gate. Hopefully he can stop Saber from stabbing Rin to death. Or stabbing, or slicing, I should say. She has sword. I reach the gate, unlock it with trembling fingers, and jump out. Saber! Are you here? I strain to see in the darkness. Clouds have completely obscured the moon, leaving it pitch dark, now of all times. But I hear something nearby. There! I run to an empty pathway. It happens all in an instant. I see a familiar man in red and Saber fighting. Saber rushes him and breaks through his guard in a single sweep. She easily cuts at the man in red. Saber raises her arm, ready to... But before she's able to take his head, incredibly powerful magecraft causes him to vanish. I forget, did Rin use another command spell to send Archer away, or does he disappear because he's, like, gone now? Saber doesn't stop. She dances right at the person standing behind the man in red. Dashes, not dances, and effortlessly negates the potent magecraft they unleash. What? Nani? I knew she was strong, but this is just unreal. That was a sort of intervention magecraft, way beyond anything I'm capable of. So, is Shirou just gonna, I wonder how he's gonna stay relevant on, like, a power scaling. I mean, he has Saber, and she's the strongest of all the servants, but, like, he is a huge vulnerability to their team if he is, like, this weak and stays this weak. My old man might have been able to cast something with a bit of weight to it, but I'm not sure even a first-rate mage could just cast something so powerful at the drop of a hat like that. Even so, Saber nullifies the magecraft as if it were nothing. But isn't she also, like, the most resilient class as well? The enemy must be a mage. Well, her and then the other 2 of the top 3 classes, so Lancer and Archer, are all pretty resistant, if I'm remembering correctly from Rin's explanation. The enemy must be a mage, which means this match's outcome is decided. The mage's attack doesn't work on Saber, and Saber drives at them mercilessly. The mage falls backward with a thud. The enemy miraculously dodges Saber's attack, but they can't move anymore. Saber corners the enemy and levels her invisible sword at them. I thought in the picture before Fade to Black and Prologue ended that Saber actually had her sword visible. My mind freezes. Maybe it's a momentary glimmer of moonlight, but I see that Saber is attacking a human. I can't tell who it is specifically, but the image of Saber killing someone, their blood staining her hands, suddenly fills my mind. Why is it that you can clearly see Saber, but you really can't see Rin. Or like, Rin is someone that you have seen so much more than Saber that you should be able to recognize her by her silhouette. Hmm? Saber moves in. She's going to slit her open their throat with that invisible sword. Saber! Stop! I scream as loud as I can. Her blade stops cold. It's probably best for my sanity that I can't see her sword, but the tip of that invisible sword isn't wet with her opponent's blood just yet. Stop! I beg you! Saber! I glare at her as I speak. If I'm going to stop her, I need to prepare myself to give everything I've got to do so. She's not going to betray you. Why are you stopping me, Shirou? She is Archer's master. I must put an end to her here and now. No, Saber has absolutely no intention of stopping. She only stopped because I told her to, but she still holds her sword at the ready. I'm telling you! Wait! You keep calling me master, but I still don't understand what's going on. If you're going to address me that way, then wouldn't it be right to explain yourself first? You know, put the sword down and let's walk away from the victim as you do so? Saber doesn't answer. She just stands there, staring at me. We're going about this wrong, Saber. I don't even know who you are, but I'll listen if you tell me, so please don't do this. Saber is silent. She still holds her sword at her opponent and stares at me, her lips downturned in dissatisfaction. Yeah, she is like full-blown like, yep, Holy Grail War, let's go. And Shirou's just like, what the heck is going on? Please calm down and explain some things to me for a split second here. What do you mean, don't do this? Is this an expression of your idealistic belief that people should not needlessly harm another? Don't needlessly harm another. Well, yeah, it's better to avoid conflict as much as possible, but I'm not so soft-hearted as to feel sorry for someone who's attacking me. So, you were saying that nobody should take the life of another, even should they be an enemy, correct? I will not obey such an order. One's enemies must be defeated. If you still wish to stop me, then use your command spell to order me. Oh, she's a little unruly. Granted, Rin has the whole thing going on of her command spell forces, or, you know, very heavily encourages Archer to be super obedient to her. We don't really have that, and we don't even have, like, any sort of friendship, relationship, anything with Saber at this point. Huh? I'm talking about you. A girl shouldn't go swinging swords around, especially if she's already hurt. Oh, wait, I don't even know if that's a sword to begin with. Yes, it is a sword. Anyway, you shouldn't be doing this. In that moment, Saber's mouth falls open in stunned silence. I don't know how much time passes with her just standing there like that. Nah? I'm wondering when Saber here is going to lower her sword. Oh, is this Rin? So, I'm wondering when Saber here is going to lower her sword. The person who'd fallen to the ground speaks out of nowhere. Huh? Saber instinctively grips her sword. Rin! Okay, if I had to... Well, actually, I'm trying to think. Who do I want to ship Shirou with for this whole series? Because I will deliberately make decisions based off of this. I don't know if decisions like this are irrelevant, or if there are relationships in this story, or anything like that, but definitely not Saber. Definitely not her. Rin, I personally really like Rin. I don't know, and Shirou does admire her. Sakura seems like already just a naturally, like, really good fit for him. Give it up. I would never lower my sword in the face of an enemy. Even though your master is telling you to? Is that so? I didn't know servants, especially sabers, defied their masters. Saber grits her teeth. But she lowers her sword, loosening her grip a bit. She must have put her sword away or something, because she seems suddenly much less hostile. Okay, so I can stand up now, right? Whoever it was that's been on the ground finally stands. They act brazen as they pat the dirt from their bottom. There she is! It's Rin. Wait a minute. That's... You're Tohsaka! Yes, good evening, Amiya. Rin Tohsaka replies with the biggest smile on her face. She's probably really happy to see me alive, I bet, after, trying to save me earlier. This is unbelievable. Also, we were officially in territory that the prologue was not taking part of, so this is all new from here on out, story-wise, or plot-wise. Earlier, we were able to kind of know what event would happen when, or bigger events, but now we're completely, like, in the dark going forward. That burp thing, I keep on needing to burp. I don't know what to think anymore. The way she greets me so casually makes me question whether everything that happened was even real. Well, so you were the one who cast that magecraft earlier, which makes you a mage. Well, we're pretty much the same, so I guess there's no sense hiding it anymore. Gah. Hearing her be so blunt about it makes me seem like the idiot here. Anyway, let's talk inside. I bet you have no clue what's going on, right, Amiya? I'm really happy that she's, like, willing to help him and isn't a jerk about this. Like, very, very nice, all things considered, because she could definitely try taking me out right now. But she's being really nice. I don't know if we'll have any sort of partnership as this Holy Grail War goes on. I think that would be to a huge advantage to the both of us, honestly, because we have the most powerful class. She has pretty strong servant, and then she also has very little mana left, or excess in mana, and she's already wasted command spells. I have all of my command spells, and I have the strongest servant, but I'm at a severe disadvantage since Shirou personally is weak still, it seems, and probably still will be. So I think a team up would be really interesting. So we're gonna see if they come to any sort of agreement or how this conversation goes in the next episode. This is I'm really excited to start, plunging into the deep end here and getting into uncharted territory outside of what the prologue had given us. So hope you guys are enjoying it too, and I will see you next time. Bye.